A closer look at safety and health courses, a guest chef in our kitchen, and a brand new book about natural remedies. All that and more is coming right up, and I hope you'll stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. We're very glad you're there, and today we'll hear from Kathie Barton, PR person for the Red Cross locally, and also in our kitchen is our guest chef Chad Kirkland of the Bienville Club, and we have more coming out. But right now let's take a look at some consumer news across the nation, beginning with a brand new book that's out called Cooking Thin versus Mindless Eating.
The food you eat has a direct impact on how well your body functions, says Chef Kathleen Dalemans, star of Cooking Thin on Food Network. That's why Dalemans is working with the National Multiple Sclerosis Society to spread the word about proper nutrition. In her book, Cooking Thin with Chef Kathleen, Dalemans shares many tips that helped her lose 80 pounds without giving up the foods she loves. One tip is to change your eating habits by leaving a snack-sized bite behind, thus reducing portion size. Another tip is to ditch mindless eating and start reading nutritional labels. Check calorie counts and recommended portion sizes. The National MS Society has created a book about the nutritional needs of people with multiple sclerosis. To receive this booklet or information about the National MS Society, call 1-800-FIGHT-MS or visit nationalmssociety.org.
In this report, we learned the proper way to take care of that awful allergy that causes the red, watery eyes, etc., etc.
If you're one of the millions of people affected by nasal allergies, sneezes, sniffles, and a stuffy head, you probably also have itchy, red, and watery allergy eyes. Left untreated, eye allergies can make you miserable, but studies show that many people don't talk to their doctors about their eye allergy symptoms. Frequently, people with eye allergies use over-the-counter eye drops like Visine that can actually make their eyes more irritated and red if they're used for more than 2 or 3 days. Your doctor can recommend treatments to help all of your symptoms, including eye allergies. Patanol is the leading prescription eye drop for eye allergies, and it provides rapid and long-lasting relief from itchy, red, watery allergy eyes. Speak to your doctor about the best treatment options for you. To learn more about eye allergies, visit www.patanol.com.
How much influence do teenagers have on the home budget for entertainment? Well, according to this report, they have a very strong influence. Here are the details.
Who makes many of the buying decisions in the American home? A recent survey by Junior Achievement shows that in many homes, teens have a strong influence on entertainment choices or retail purchases. The survey gathered some interesting statistics about Generation Y, also known as the millennial generation. Not only do kids play a larger role in the purchasing decisions of their family, but the financial attitudes of the millennial generation will shape the economic future of the country. Although teens are having much of a say in how to spend the family's money, they may lack basic knowledge in matters of personal finance. To help, JA and the Goldman Sachs Foundation have designed an online educational program about personal finance. For more information on JA and the opinions teens expressed in this ongoing series of surveys, visit www.ja.org or call 1-800-843-6395.
Welcome back. You know, most of us are so well aware that in times of disaster, the Red Cross offers well-organized disaster help all over the nation. But we're not always aware of the fact that they teach a lot of health and safety classes, and that's one of the reasons that Kathie Barton is our first guest of the local Red Cross. Kathie, it's so good to see you.
Wonderful.
You're holding a little friend, I noticed, and I was really impressed at the fact that last year the Red Cross, the local one, trained 7,000 volunteers in these courses. And before we get into the courses, was the year that we're just now about to pass over a regular disaster year or a very bad one?
Well, it was a light disaster year, but nationwide we do a lot of different kinds of disasters. A lot of people think of hurricanes.
Yes.
And this year was probably one of the worst years when it comes to house fires. We helped 227 families back up on their feet and spent over $100,000 doing that.
Good heavens.
And all that money comes from the American people. Those are the people who help their neighbors when help can't wait. And we need more, to tell the truth. We need more volunteers to respond to the disasters, because it is the volunteers who do this.
Well, let's talk about now the classes that you teach.
A lot of people don't know about our health and safety classes, but we do workplace training. We train people with CPR, first aid, and how important is that now to know how to save a life? And it's so easy to do, and we have lots of wonderful equipment. This is a piece of equipment. A lot of people say, what? That's a baby doll. This is a mannequin that we use in our babysitting course.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. And how important is it to know how to take care of babies these days? This is a mannequin, too. This is a mannequin that we use to teach people how to save a life, how to do CPR on a baby, rescue breathing, how to help a choking victim. And you know how scary that can be. We feel that education erases fear. So if you know what to do, you'll act, you won't panic. You'll go check, call, care. And if you don't know what that means, well, call us and set up an appointment to come and do a class with us, and we'll teach you how to save a life.
That is very interesting, because they are so lifelike that you use them to demonstrate and not just teach.
It is it's very important to have something to practice on, and these babysitting mannequins are very important. We also teach lots of aquatics programs, and you know what, not enough people are taking them. I think that 7,000 is not nearly enough, to tell the truth.
Yeah, I was thinking that's a lot of people, but still.
We need more. We taught 97 people how to teach others. That's 97 new instructors that we have out in the field now that are teaching others how to save a life, and that's very impressive too. But we need more. In fact, we are going to honor our instructors, our wonderful instructors who teach others how to save a life. I had a special reception on the 14th of November from 5 to 7 at the Abbey Berg Senior Center. Yes. And this is a great event. We're going to be honoring them for what they do and asking them to maybe volunteer their time just one day a year to teach a class free of charge for the American Red Cross.
Well, that's a wonderful idea, to reward them with the reception and point out. Well, so I take it that you still need lots of volunteers.
Yes. People are working harder than ever these days, and it's hard to break away from their work, their families, etc., to do something for their fellow man. But we need to increase volunteerism. The President Bush says you need to volunteer many hours a year for your community. By doing so, you strengthen the community. America is somewhat weak right now.
Yes.
But the best way to strengthen America is one community at a time. Wouldn't it be great to have everybody down here knowing how to swim?
That's really the one step at a time programming.
It is.
Yes. Okay, we're going to pop a telephone number up for people to call to get further information about that. And now we're going to talk about babysitting classes.
Yes, we have several babysitting classes this month. November, we have 17th and 18th at the Broad and Dauphin Street locations. It's $35. You get a job with it. I mean, wouldn't you rather hire a certified babysitter from the Red Cross? Teach them how to save a life. First aid, how to play with the baby, how to discipline the children. Isn't that important these days too? $35, and if you want some extra supplies that we offer, like a little babysitting supply kit, you know, we'll give you that.
I doubt that a lot of people know that the Red Cross has certified babysitters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you call them.
We even have a database. If you call us, we'll connect you with a babysitter, and we have a safe way of doing that. Promise me.
Yes, indeed, because babies are so unpredictable that you can't predict that everything's going to be great, and you just be sitting there maybe watching TV while the baby sleeps.
Oh, yeah. And
Yes,
we keep them busy. We teach them how to play with children, how to communicate with them, how to interview the
numbers
parents.
to call, I guess, for emergencies.
Oh, yes.
And that sort of thing. Well, now, Kathie, I know that you also have a program right now that has to do with Christmas gifts.
Oh, yes.
And then another thing that most people may not have thought about, that the Red Cross goes everywhere the military goes.
Yes, wherever the military goes, so goes the Red Cross. But we also stay here at home, and we help their families.
Now, so what is that all about?
Well, the American Red Cross has been hand in hand with the military forever, since the beginning of time, since Clara Barton. And people don't know that we also hang there with them after these veterans come home. And one wonderful thing we're giving opportunity for students to do this Christmas season is to bring what we call quality of life items to school, which would be personal hygiene supplies, little games, candies and goodies, underwear. This is for the veterans who are at the William F. Green Veterans Home in Bay Minette.
Well, now, I understand you have a deadline. When is that, to bring the things in?
By the 10th of December. So we've got some time here. Just get a box at school, decorate it up, have the kids put them all in there.
That's a great idea. Thank you so much. You've given us a lot to think about. If you want to volunteer, you know who to call and find out what you can volunteer for. The American Red Cross. Thank you, Kathie.
Thank you, Don.
We'll be back after this. And we're in the kitchen now and want you to join us while we hear from and watch work our guest chef, who is Chad Kirkland of the Bienville Club. How are you, Chad?
Doing just fine. Thanks for having me back.
You've been busy at the Bienville Club, I know.
Yes, we have. We've been getting into the Christmas season and holiday season where we're
I guess
really
a lot of your
up.
members will eat out at the club, maybe shopping or doing errands for Christmas.
Very busy for lunch and always lots of Christmas parties as well. So
yeah, it comes
getting to the busy season.
It comes before we even really realize how close it is.
This is
okay,
true.
What are we talking about today? What are you going to fix for us?
I have some fresh mahi-mahi, this is Gulf mahi-mahi, and we're going to serve that with a little twist on some southern grits. We're going to take the grits that I cook in a little chicken stock instead of water, and we're going to add a little crab meat to it and a little pico de gallo, which is a homemade salsa. So, and with that, we're going to serve a little citrus butter sauce. So why don't we go ahead and get started. I made the grits already to start those. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll add the crab meat to the grits. And that's claw meat. I like to use claw meat because claw meat is has a little bit better flavor, a little richer than the jumbo lump. And it's a little less expensive as well, which makes it a lot better. And a little bit of this homemade pico de gallo, which is that's just some chopped tomatoes, red onions, some fresh cilantro, salt and white pepper, a little bit of olive oil and lime juice. And that's all that is. And that pretty much finishes the grits, and we'll let that crab meat warm up and along with the pico de gallo. And then we'll go ahead.
It's a colorful grits for a change.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'll say.
We're going to take, this is a little Creole seasoning that we make at the club. And we'll season both sides of the fish with that. And then we'll go straight into a nice hot pan. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and start the butter sauce. I'm going to turn this up, and we have a little bit, about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream here. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this reduce a little bit because we're going to whisk in the cold butter. As we whisk in the cold butter, normally it would break. The milk solids would separate from the oil. So what we do is we have a little heavy cream, which will hold it all together, which will be the cohesion in the sauce.
A kind of stick-to-itiveness, huh?
Right, exactly.
Huh.
Give these grits a stir.
Interesting. Yeah. Grits never had it so good.
That's right, that's right. And so what we'll do is just slowly start to stir in just a little bit of butter, one at a time. You want to make sure that the butter's nice and cold. We'll just let that, stir that in real nice and slow. And we'll check our fish here. We don't want to get it too dark, but we do want, with the Cajun seasoning, we want to have a little bit of color to it, so that's about where we want that.
Well, it cooks very quickly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's going to cook probably about a minute and a half. Well, this thin of a piece will probably be a minute and a half to 2 minutes per side.
Now, you have that on a moderate heat?
I have it on a medium-high heat, actually.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to take a little more butter. We'll whisk that in. I'm going to turn the heat up on these grits just a little bit. And this is a really easy sauce to make. We'll take a little bit of the Creole seasoning and put it into the butter. And then also a little bit of citrus juice. This is what makes it the citrus butter. We have,
good.
In this we have a little bit of lime juice, orange juice, and lemon juice.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll just put a little bit in there.
Well, lemon is something that you use a lot, little drops here and there.
Exactly, and it accompanies fish quite well.
Yeah.
Butter and lemon is two of my favorite things to eat with fish, so that's how I came up with this dish, to make the citrus beer blanc.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it's coming together, and our fish is almost done. Our grits are nice and hot, and we'll be plating it up in just a second and serving it up, and even let you have a taste.
Yeah, I'd like to, yeah. I think grits is a way of life in this part of the country.
This is true. I was raised on grits, and I love them, and that's why I try to incorporate a lot of the old school food that I grew up on and what I learned in New Orleans and that sort of thing at the Bienville Club. So. Yeah,
that's true. I think people that move here from the Eastern Seaboard are reluctant to try grits, but many of them get hooked on it very quickly.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of minutes here, so.
Okay.
Okay. Now, everything is coming together.
Yep.
Now, I'm anxious to see what you're going to do with that.
Okay. Well, the fish is about done. In fact, it's quite ready. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and plate it up here. This is kind of how we serve it at the club. We'll take the grits and put them right in the center of the plate.
Oh, I like your square plate. Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll take the fish.
Different.
Then we serve the fish right on top. Okay.
And then cover it with grits, I bet.
That's the grits here, and then we'll take a little bit of the sauce on the top and kind of drizzle it around a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that butter taste enhances many things.
This is true. It's very good. And then we'll just garnish it up, since we have a little cilantro in the pico de gallo, which are in the grits. We'll get a nice little sprig of cilantro and garnish the top. And that's one of our signature lunch items at the club.
Yeah,
so,
that looks great.
How about a taste?
I'd like a taste.
Let me get you a...
If it isn't too hot.
There you go.
Yeah. Grits is a favorite with many people. Delicious.
Well, great. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Just wonderful. Yes, afterwards I think I'll finish the whole thing. Thank you, Chad. We'll see you the next time.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, stay with us. We'll be back after this. Americans at large are on the lookout for natural remedies for illness these days. Now there's a new book that gives us some ideas, and reporter Sandy Hausman has all of the details.
If you've got achy joints, order that pizza with anchovies and extra garlic. The author of a new book says these foods can help to ease joint pain. In Arthritis for Dummies, Barry Fox suggests using chili peppers, curry, and nuts when you cook, since ingredients in these foods can actually reduce inflammation of joints. He also recommends omega-3 fatty acids.
You'll find those in certain fish, nuts, even soybeans. They can help reduce the joint inflammation and hence joint pain associated with osteoarthritis. Then there's vitamin C and vitamin E. You'll find those in many fruits and vegetables. They can help protect against cell damage associated with joint pain.
Doctors also recommend taking a nutritional supplement, 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine and 1,200 milligrams of chondroitin. Studies suggest that these ingredients increase production of cartilage, a substance that protects our joints.
Glucosamine and chondroitin are naturally occurring food substances, which, if taken in proper doses and at the proper strength, can actually prevent the breakdown of cartilage.
These supplements must be taken as directed. Some experts recommend a once-per-day formulation.
You should take glucosamine and chondroitin in the recommended amount. That's where something like Arthex comes in handy. Arthex is a time-release, once-per-day supplement. You only take it once, you get the recommended dosage, and you have a steady amount in your body all day long.
Fox says people with joint pain may also want to avoid certain foods, corn, safflower and sunflower oils, and many processed meats. For more information, get a copy of Arthritis for Dummies or visit arthritisfordummies.com. This is Sandy Hausman reporting.
On the home improvement front, there are always all kinds of problems that we don't look for. And on pest management, we have some ideas here and some tips that can take care of that problem.
Imagine if you had house guests that ate 24 hours a day, only instead of eating in your house, it's your house they ate. That's what it can be like to have termites. Worldwide, termites cause about $2 billion in damage every year. Unfortunately, most homeowners' insurance does not cover termite damage. That's why experts say it's important to hire a professional to rid your home of termites as soon as bugs are found. To help prevent infestation, the National Pest Management Association recommends the following. Don't let moisture build up around the foundation of your house. Divert water away with downspouts, gutters, and splash blocks. Reduce humidity in crawl spaces by ensuring proper ventilation. Also, remove old tree stumps and roots from around a house. For more tips or to find a professional pest control company in your area, visit www.pestworld.org.
And that's our show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week.